The discovery that changed the modern world was explained by a woman who was never allowed to accept the prize for it. Not because she was wrong, not because her work was incomplete, but because history once again chose a different name. Before nuclear energy powered cities, and before nuclear weapons reshaped geopolitics, there was a question no one could answer. What happens when an atom breaks? For years, scientists believed atoms were stable, unbreakable. If they could be split, the consequences would be unimaginable. One scientist understood exactly what was happening. Her name was Lise Meitner. Lise Meitner was born in Austria at a time when women were not expected to become physicists, let alone redefine physics itself. She was brilliant, disciplined, and deeply committed to understanding nature at its most fundamental level. She didn't seek attention. She sought clarity. For decades, Lise worked closely with a chemist named Otto Hahn. Together, they studied radioactive elements, publishing paper after paper. Their collaboration was productive, but unequal. Hahn ran the laboratory. Meitner did much of the theoretical interpretation, and then history intervened. In 1938, as Nazi policies tightened their grip on Germany, Lise Meitner, who was Jewish, was forced to flee. She escaped with almost nothing. No laboratory, no position, no country. But she did not abandon her work. From exile in Sweden, she continued to correspond with Otto Hahn, who remained in Germany and continued the experiments they had started together. Then came a result that made no sense. Hahn's experiments showed that uranium atoms were breaking into smaller elements. According to existing physics, this was impossible. Hahn was confused, so he wrote to Lise Meitner. Lise read the results carefully. Then she saw it. The atom wasn't just reacting, it was splitting. Together with her nephew, physicist Otto Frisch, Lise Meitner explained what was happening. They calculated the energy released. They described the process clearly and precisely. They named it nuclear fission. This explanation unlocked everything: energy production, chain reactions, and eventually nuclear weapons. Otto Hahn published the experimental results. Lise Meitner published the explanation. But when the Nobel Prize was awarded in 1944, it went to Otto Hahn alone for the discovery of nuclear fission. Lise Meitner was not mentioned, not once. She never publicly protested. She never demanded recognition, but she never forgot, and neither should we. Lise Meitner refused to work on nuclear weapons. When the atomic bomb was built, she called it a betrayal of science. She believed discovery carried moral responsibility. She lived long enough to see the world changed by a discovery she helped explain, and to see her name largely left out of the story. Today, history is slowly correcting itself. But the question remains: how many discoveries are remembered by the people who published first, instead of the people who truly understood them? Lise Meitner didn't just explain nuclear fission. She exposed a pattern. One where insight is overlooked, where exile erases contribution, and where recognition often follows power, not truth.